has taken over.
Let's go.
It's Ferrall.
Coast to coast. Steaks, chicks, stacks. You and I are going to make a lot of money.
It's Ferrall, coast to coast.
It's Ferrall on the bench, coast to coast, in the biggest way possible, hanging out. The bad seed, the burger, the bad apple with a bad attitude. We are live in New York City, the Big Apple. Ooh. People dressed in plastic bags, directing try bags, some kind of fashion shake-it-up should do be. Ooh, woo, woo. With the Tutty and Tater King, the founder of the LC podcast, the rights holder of the Sheet of Integrity. Put it with the golf guru himself, Carver High this afternoon. Mafia running it with Luke Hamilhada. Back from a debauchery weekend in AC, it appears to me. We'll get into that later, I think, hopefully. The rundown on a Misery Monday, a double shot with Morency this very hour from British Columbia. And then in the second hour, Scoop Craig Mish from Newswire. And the Marlins, of course, he broadcast Marlin games. In the coup de grace hour, the final hour of love, your boy, Smiley Kaufman with Carver High coming off of the Memorial. We're about, next week's the U.S. Open at Oakmont? It's not this week, it's next week. And that's all that matters outside of Pittsburgh. It's going to be unbelievable. If you thought the Memorial rough was deep, where do you get a load of Oakmont for the Open? It should be fantastic, Carver High.
Yeah, it should. Happy Monday here on Coast to Coast. And this week you have to get through the Canadian Open first.
What a thrill for everyone.
Canadian Open this week, and then the U.S. Open next week. And today is also the longest day in golf. I think there's 12 qualifying spots, 36 holes. Last chance for guys who are not in the field to get into the U.S. Open next week. Lots of pros, too, who don't have spots are trying to get in today. Max Homa, Eric Cole, Cameron Young, guys all over the map trying to find their way into the U.S. Open next week. So a fun day if you love golf like I do all around the country right now, that's for sure. We do have a lot to do today, of course, after a big weekend, and we are now completely set with our championship rounds in the NBA and the Stanley Cup final. As you were on it, you said that the Knicks were going to get smashed. I guess they had a good half. I thought first half they were okay. And then similar to the other games where the Pacers beat them, Scotty, they ran them over in the second half. And the Knicks, it got to 5, it got to 7, it got to 10, it got to 12. And the Knicks just weren't able to bounce back.
I think I told you they'd lose by 20. They were down by 21. They got whacked. That's all there is to it, by 17. I thought it was real simple. They turned the ball over 18 times, and it led to 36 points. At one point, it was 30-6 in turnover points off of those failings. And I just thought their control was lost in the second half. There was no ball control. The turnovers were egregious. It was awful. I thought their defense was just as bad. I thought the Pacers scored every single time they had the ball. So it didn't matter what the Knicks did. It didn't matter how much they scored because the Pacers just kept dunking and shooting layups. I mean, they were doing full court pass, wide open transition layups. There was no defense to speak of whatsoever. It didn't take long after the game for people to start blaming the big bodega and Brunson that neither one of them played defense. And as I said at the beginning of the playoffs, I hate to bring it up again, but I said the Pacers would win the Eastern Conference and that they would go to the NBA Finals and that they would lose, which is what I'm sticking by. They're going to lose to the Thunder. They were better than the Knicks, but they're not better than this team that they're up against now. And if they win, that'll be fantastic for them. That'd be an incredible story because they are heavy dogs. I mean, it's just this simple. Every team that was ever as good as the Thunder have been this year has won the NBA championship. None of them failed. Not one.
Nope. Historic type team that they have had this year, and you're so right about it. It was almost like, I think it was The Athletic, one of the guys, The Athletic, it was like they had the cat hit piece like saved in
Ready
the drafts, and they were waiting for them to get eliminated. They weren't out 45 minutes, and that article was out into the wild about how, the team don't like Cat. Cat doesn't care about defense. They don't like Cat. Cat doesn't try. Like, it just took immediately, let's smash Cat and drag him all around the street, which I think was a little unfair. Now, Are they right about a few things? Maybe, about his defensive effort, call it whatever. But they just went as far as they've been in 25 years, and the first thing we're going to do is drag the guy around? I didn't think that was right.
Yeah, listen, I think that he attacked the rim like no other on that team. I thought he went to the 10 just with absolute full force. He tried to throw down dunks, tomahawks. Every chance he got, he was grabbing the rim and throwing it in, slamming the ball in. I thought he was, played with a lot of heart going and driving. He'd start every time from the top of the key and go to the 10 all the way with spins, whatever. So people can say whatever they want about him. People call him soft. They call him, no defense, this and that. I thought he had a lot of big games for him, and so did Brunson. I'm blaming no one. It's simple as this. They never went that far with Randall or DiVincenzo, I'll tell you that much. And they haven't gone that far in 25 years. I think he's a really good player who, you can blame him all you want. Blame this. They were not better than the Pacers. Pacers are a better team. They're a better playoff-built machine. They have a better bench. They have a better coach. He's won a title. This guy Thibodeau's all talk. He's never won anything. He's a good coach, but he's never won anything. Now, 56% of wins in 5 years, to me, the dumbest thing they could do is get rid of Tom Thibodeau. I think they need Tom Thibodeau, and I'll just leave it at that. This is simple. Blame your mother, okay? It's real simple in basketball and other sports. Someone wins, someone loses. They're done. They're finished. Season over. That's it.
It's honestly, I can't believe it's even being talked about, because, like I just said, this is the best they've done in 25 years. Like, what? Why are we looking? I don't know. I don't get it. But that's today's day and age. It should
be. What are we missing here? What are we falling short for? What is the reason why we can't win the East and go to the finals? Are we one or two pieces away? What is it?
And I love that now today also the next thing is, they're going to get a package together for Giannis, and you're going to bring Giannis to the Knicks.
Sure.
I'm sorry, I don't believe that for a second. I just do not believe that the Knicks are going to be trading for Giannis. It just doesn't. I just don't see that happening. I think there's other teams that are going to be able to offer them better stuff, and that's if he even gets traded to begin with.
Yeah,
I'm not sure I believe at this juncture. So we shall see how that goes. So lots of Pacers and Thunder will start getting ready for Thursday night here. Lots of baseball from the weekend. Yankees lost 2 out of 3 in L.A. to the Dodgers. Man, a good thing the Knicks game was on. They got smashed on Saturday night. Huh?
Oh, my God. 18-2. Jesus.
18, and they blew the game Friday night. They had 4 homers in the first 2 innings.
They were up 5-2, and they lost.
They blew the game Friday. And then they got a good performance from Yarborough last night. Of course, the Stanley Cup starts on Wednesday night. We'll start getting ready for the Panthers and the Oilers. We will do some golf today, as you mentioned. Scheffler did win again at the Memorial. Just kidding. We give someone else.
He repeats, just like Tiger did. The only guys to ever do it.
He repeats, and it was your kind of course this weekend. It was tough there. Yeah. It was a tough track, and the guys had a really hard time out there. But like you said, nothing like they'll get next week at the U.S. Open. That's
welcome to hell.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Chiefs Chargers in Brazil on Friday on YouTube. They're going to give everyone that game for free. They're so generous because the rest of the season they're going to fleece you for all your money.
That's one, Scott. That division to me, based on what's happened to the Chiefs the last couple seasons, that division, the AFC West, could be up for grabs here. I know Chiefs fans think I'm probably out of my mind.
Ferrall, Coast to Coast, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they won 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series where they rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too short of a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So you can catch Sports Rage weeknights at 10 on all of our TV and radio outlets. We get Morency for a double shot every day on C2C from Vancouver. You're kidding, right? Like that you're kidding. The ice caps, you're kidding. You're lying. You have to be lying to me.
You know what, Scott? I wish it was a dream. I really do. Like I sort of woke up and I'm like, it's the game today. Are we playing a game now? Do we get to replay it? I don't want to replay it. Like, Scott, I've never seen it before in my life. On Saturday in the Champions League, when they got to 90 minutes, you saw the ref, he blew the whistle. We're not adding anything onto this. It's over. And it was the same thing last night. The second they got, there was a ton of extra time in the game. I think they stopped the game in the 85th minute almost. Like, the referee was like, all right, it's over. Yeah, can you believe that, Scott? 5-0 and 5-0 in Vancouver. I like that. Yeah, they were the ice cap. They got capped last night. Dude, they didn't show up. Like, it was embarrassing. Like, it's not like, oh, well, this or that, or, if this would have went that way. It's like, no, like, they looked like they were on Molly or something, Scott. It was like they were drugged.
What did I call them? I called them the ice caps.
The ice caps, yeah. They are the ice caps. They got capped. They're ice caps.
White caps, I meant to say. I'm a mess.
They got ice,
so
Scott. It makes sense. The ice cap. They got ice.
I mean, honestly, I'm so upset that they lost. Like, I don't know what was worse, that or Inter getting whacked 5-zip in the worst Champions League final in history.
Oh, it was even worse, Scott. So I went Saturday night to the Wallflowers, had a good time.
How was it?
Good, very good, actually. I enjoyed it. Winning bets, a couple of drinks. I'm at the casino. Very, very good vibe. Next thing you know, I'm just betting on this. I'm betting on that. I lose. I wasn't sure if I was going to go out to the soccer game last night, right? I went to the show on Saturday night. A little bit much for me to go out every day. But I was like, hey, you know what? I'm going to go out to this bar, this White Cat bar, and watch the game, Scott. Bro, I sit down. We're losing 3-0 before my first drink showed up. Like, I bet, I'm being dead honest. I bet under 2.5, Scott. It was 3-0, like literally like 15 minutes into the game. Like, I had lost my money like 10 minutes into the game.
Was that team that good?
The bar's just silent. Everyone's just sitting there mad. Well, it turned out, Scott, the Cruz Azul, they're really good Cruz Azul. Like, they're they're a Mexican power. But, they didn't play. No excuses, but they didn't play in like 13 days. The Whitecaps played Wednesday night and then fly to Mexico City. So, like, it sort of added up. And get this, I knew right before, Scott, and they said, oh, yeah, they told the Cruz Azul coach they're firing him, win or lose, in the morning. So the players were playing for him and stuff, and they were all pointing at him after every goal, and, you know, the big drama, he was crying, and they all hugged. Like,
why'd they fire him? Aren't they a good team?
Yeah, I guess they have a reputation for not winning the big one. They lost the game like 2 weeks ago, and I don't know, they were pissed off about it. So they ran him out of town, and the guy ends up winning the CONCACAF Cup on the way out. So it was a hell of a run, though, dude. You know what I mean? Looking back on it, you know what it's like, Scott. You're part of these big games. You're going to be on the wrong end of it sometime, but it was a hell of a run. I mean, the Whitecaps, unheard of that they play in these games, but it was embarrassing last night. It was a humiliating effort.
So let me ask you a question. They play that at real super high altitude, like higher than Denver in Mexico City. What's the altitude in Vancouver that they play in? Because it's in British Columbia. It's up near the mountains, isn't it?
Yeah, it's not. It's no altitude. But you know what's crazy, though? Like, there's
no altitude. So, like, Whistler and Banff is high altitude, but the city isn't?
Exactly. The nowhere, the mainland, they call it. It's not as high as the mountains, obviously. But the thing is, Scott, and people talked about that. Oh, it's it is a disadvantage. I mean, let's be real. If the game was in Vancouver, they're not losing 5-0, right? I mean, they beat Messi 5-1. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, so, like, it's just, home field matters in soccer, bro, as you see still. The thing is, though, the Whitecaps had played twice already, Scott, in Mexico City during this tournament. And in fact, they played in this stadium before, like last month. So it wasn't like they, it's something they'd never seen before. They'd been to Mexico. This is their third trip to Mexico. So it is what it is. They were just flat, bro. Like, I don't know. I could sort of tell when they got on the plane on Friday. They did a video. They were too laid back. They were all like, oh, I'm going to play cards and sleep. And there wasn't enough, like, intensity. So it is what it is. But fun weekend of sports ended with a real crash. Like you said, the ice caps. We got capped.
So let me ask you, this fake Gold Cup or fake World Cup that's coming, the Club World Cup that's coming. What's the deal with that? It's like there's like 30-some games or more.
Yeah, it's kind of new, this thing, right? You qualify. Like, the Whitecaps would have been in it if they would have won. They would have been in the one in 2029. So, like, you got to win, like, one of these trophies or, like, win the MLS. It's basically every champion team. Like, there's big-time teams, Scott. Yet, it's in the United States. They're having a hard time selling tickets right now. Like, this is, it's not good when they close the comments on the page on Twitter. You know what I mean? Like, you can't comment on the page. Like, they're saying, oh, buy tickets in America for stuff. There's a lot of negative feelings, right, in the soccer world about the United States now and about traveling there. So it's going to, I think it's going to be kind of be a big bust, Scott. No one really knows what it is, too, right? There's too many soccer tournaments, too. Like, I love soccer. There's just too many of them. And, they're manufactured. They come up with these things. Like, the CONCACAF Champions Cup is like the Champions League. That's, it's a real tournament, but these FIFA World Cup things, Scott, like, the players are tired, bro. They play too much. Like, I don't even know if the teams are going to send all their best players, actually, to be honest with you, in that tournament.
So how many teams are in it again? Do you know?
I don't know, a ton of them. There's like 60 of them. It's massive. Like, it's massive. I don't know when it starts. I guess it starts in a couple of weeks. I haven't really broken it down yet.
Yeah, it does start in a couple of weeks. And it's beyond me, because you're right. You're talking about, like, these things never end. I mean, this is another gigantic tournament that we're supposed to all get sucked into here in June and July. And I'm just saying, like, when basketball and hockey end, like, I'm ready to jump off a bridge.
And these guys, and, you got the Gold Cup as well. All right. So there's the Gold Cup, which is big, actually, in North America, Mexico, Canada, USA, and all that type, Paraguay, whatever, all the countries. Canada's playing Ecuador, I think, next week in Vancouver, actually. But it's too much. He says, you want you guys get all fired up for this? And then you got the World Cup next year, and they got their club teams. Like, it's relentless, Scott. Like, the Whitecaps play, like, 3 games a week as it is, bro. Like, it's too much.
All right, we'll come back with Morency and talk NBA and NHL.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
Chiefs Chargers in Brazil on Friday on YouTube. They're going to give everyone that game for free. They're so generous because the rest of the season they're going to fleece you for all your money.
That's one, Scott. That division to me, based on what's happened to the Chiefs the last couple seasons, that division, the AFC West, could be up for grabs here. I know Chiefs fans think I'm probably out of my mind.
Ferrall, coast to coast, only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series with a rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line, only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that ring. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
I got to tell you, for the most part, Gabe, I was hitting these Pacer Knick games by the day, including the last 3 easily. And I said on this show Friday that they'd beat them by 20. Saturday night, they're going to get whacked, and there won't be a game Monday night. We'll be waiting till Wednesday and Thursday, and that's exactly what's happened. And we also, you and I, rode the Oilers into the Stanley Cup final, and I'm still riding the Oilers to beat the Panthers. And I think the Thunder are going to beat the Pacers. And I actually, I don't even think it's going to be hard.
That's the one. I'm with you with the Oilers. Obviously, you and I have been riding the Oiler train all the way here. You know, the series is basically a pick 'em, but the money has come in on Edmonton a bit. You know, it's starting to shade towards the Oilers. As far as the Oklahoma City Thunder and Pacers are concerned, Scott, the number is just so big that I think the Pacers can hang with them, Scott. Like, I'm not ready to say they're going to beat them outright, but I don't think the Oklahoma City Thunder are just going to, roll through them. Like, put it this way. I think the Pacers can win. How many games do you think the Pacers can win, Scott? Like, I think they can win 2, right? I think they can win 2. I think they can even potentially take this thing to 7, right? I don't think they're going to win on the road. I think it'll be a home court dominant series, but man, it's a big number. And I'll load up the price right now and see what the handicap is to get the Pacers plus 2.5 games in the series, because that's what I'm looking at, Scott. I think the Pacers can hang with them, actually.
So, I don't. I think the Thunder are just flat out better than them. They're better defensively. I think that, they're both tough at home. There's no doubt. I think the Thunder are 8-1 at home. And the one game they lost was on that last second shot from Gordon of the Nuggets. And I think that their defense is incredible. Their transition game is incredible. Look, I don't deny the Pacers are good. I just find that they're not on that level. I thought the Pacers were the best team in the East before the playoffs started. I liked them. I liked them over the Celtics. I liked them over the Cavs. I liked them over the Knicks. It didn't matter who they played. I liked the Pacers. I thought they were playoff ready, playoff built. But I think this team they're playing is a different beast altogether. That they're one of these teams that are historic. They're a historic team, and they blow people out. They kick people's ass. In that building of theirs, they win by, I think their point differential is 24. That's crazy. But they don't win on the road. I'll give you that. They don't cover on the road.
No, but you know what? They win on the road, and we've seen them. They have the same pattern all the time, right? They lost the one game at home, as you stated, but let's just say they don't lose at home. They kill you at home. They go to your building. You can get them in the first night, and then they'll win the next game. Like, they basically split on the road, and then they win it. They win at home, which is a winning formula. You add it all up. But as you stated, Scott, it's pretty ridiculously stupid what their record is right now on the season. Like, if this was the Golden State Warriors and Curry, or if it was LeBron and Luka, you know what I'm saying? Or if the Knicks, imagine if the Knicks were like 84-16, Scott, now, or whatever the hell it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
People would be like, oh, this is one of the greatest teams of all time. Oklahoma City really are having one of the best seasons of all time. Like,
Ever.
they don't lose games, bro. Like, they just don't lose. Like,
Right.
it's insane, their record. Like, it's literally
they're
like
not gonna
84-16 now. I think they're going to win 4-7, but I got the Pacers here, Scott, at plus 2.5 games, minus 110. So that, from a betting perspective, that's what I'm looking at right now.
So you got them at plus 2.5 games at minus 110.
Yeah. So the Oklahoma City Thunder minus 2.5 games is minus 130. So they would have to win the series in 5 games, a sweep or 5 games to win that bet. Like, they're big numbers. Like, they're heavy favorites. Like, man, you get value with the Pacers.
They win this just for me. If they win both home games, 2, they'll do exactly what you just said. They'll win game 3 or 4, which will probably be game 4, and then they'll go home and win game 5, and it'll be over.
Yeah, kind of. You're right. It kind of the pattern there. The Pacers are if the Pacers could steal one on the road, which I don't think they will. You know, this is in MSG. It's weird. Like, I mean, you figure, MSG would be harder to play at Oklahoma City. You know it, Scott. They're nuts at Oklahoma City. It's like a college atmosphere in that building.
Yeah.
Like, it's just supercharged. It's a different type of environment. Very difficult to beat them there.
So do you like the Oilers game 1?
Yeah, I do. I actually really do, because they spotted them 3 games last year. You know the Oilers are going to be hell-bent on playing well early in this series and taking advantage of their home ice. You know, they got to be up 2 games to none.
Homicide videos this weekend of you with long hair and shredding and that voice. I mean, it was just fantastic. Honestly, the whole world, get ready for Homicide Live coming to your neighborhood. Hide the children.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip, try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
And if you go through CAT, that means CAT at 11-1. Could be Eastern Conference Finals MVP. The worst team in the WNBA is the Chicago Sky. They have no perimeter play. They're playing Sloot too many minutes. And Angel Reese doesn't have the help she needs.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series with a rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple 18.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So, the one thing that bothered me, Mike, about the game the other night was, and I think I tweeted about it, was Stan Van Gundy and Reggie Miller trying to buy challenges as if they were on a Wheel of Fortune trying to buy a vowel. I mean, they had already used their challenges, and these two are still questioning calls and saying, if they just had another challenge, this would clearly be over. Shut up. I have told you from the jump that Stan and Reggie both were riding that D like no other. I mean, it's obvious Stan was on it because they screwed his brother, and Reggie's on him like a porn star. I mean, I can't take it anymore. Are they going to cram those two down my throat for the finals?
No. You get Breen and Doris and Jefferson for the finals. ABC, ESPN has the finals.
Look, Mike Breen's great at what he does. The other two can have a sandwich.
Well, they did like a 6-hour goodbye after the game on Saturday night to TNT. They did
I didn't watch any of that, not 1 second of it. The minute that game was over, I was like the bridges of Navarone. I blew it up.
I know that they were all sentimental, but those guys aren't going anywhere. They're going to be on ESPN next year. It's not like, I get it, it's not going to be on TNT, but man, it went on forever. You're going to still hear everybody. Chuck and Shaq and Kenny and Ernie are all going to be on. Harlan's going to be on Amazon. Reggie's going to be on NBC, wherever he's going. They're all going to be in different places.
Yeah, well, I got sick to my stomach listening to Reggie Miller call the Pacer and Knick games. I don't care what anybody says. It was awful, and I'm right.
It didn't matter in the grand scheme of things, but there was a play in the second half of that game. And you're right. Every single thing with the Pacers, it was, if they had a challenge here. If they had a challenge here. Now, this wasn't a challengeable play, but they didn't even bring up that McBride never stepped out of bounds on that three that he
never stepped out of bounds. They were
never stept out of bounds. They never went back and looked at it.
Awful. They were so rooting for the Pacers. It wasn't even funny. It was so obvious. Like a newborn baby could have told you that. Look, I just can't take having the guy that played for the team his entire career. A Hall of Fame player that played his entire career for the Pacers, calling the games. I mean, what is next? Honestly, it's got to be objective. It's got to be someone that can call a game objectively. I can't take, it's bad enough. Look, so anyone that doesn't like what I'm saying right now, I bet on the Pacers every single night except once. Game 5, I took the Knicks and I covered that as well. I took the Pacers in the series. I took the Pacers in every series. I'm not against the Pacers. I think they're a terrific team. What I'm against is their own family members calling the games. What is worse than that? It's bad enough as a Knicks fan that I got to watch them bend over and lose every game, right? But I got to have some guy rubbing it in my face that's calling a game. And don't even tell me I'm wrong. Don't even, just stop. It was so blatant. And but the two of them together, oh my God. And then Van Gundy was just, you would have thought he was putting lacquer on him. He's like, you're a genie. Oh, you're Nostradamus. Did you hear him calling him all this stuff? It was the worst broadcast I've ever listened to in my life. And I don't give a rat's ass about their pregame and postgame show. Okay, so I know they're great. I know it's the greatest show ever. And it really is. I love Ernie. I think they're all fabulous together. You know what? I really do. And I'm friends with Ernie. I love them. I think they're great. Great show. I don't watch. I watch games that I bet on. I watch when the game tips off. I can't take all the pregame bullshit. I can't take the postgame bullshit. I can't take ceremonies, award ceremonies. How bad is this? I saw the footage. Halliburton thought he was the MVP. The guy was walking up to get the award, and they gave it to the other guy. The whole thing was embarrassing. I don't care what anybody says. I'll never change my opinion of it. They butchered it. It was butchered. Honestly, like, can they get someone that can be a pro? Like, that's like a pro broadcaster that just calls it both ways. Mike Breen. And I got to tell you, Richard and this chick are, you know what they are? They're like a bad marriage. You know, just get a divorce already. I can't stand either one of them. Honestly, like, I'm not even wrong. They suck so bad. Like, I don't even have to, like, what am I? I'm not even going to sell it. I'm just going to tell you they suck because they do. I've had enough of her. Send her back to the WNBA or wherever she came from. And the other guy, he thinks he's funny. He's not funny. Trust me. I don't think I'm funny. I know that guy's not funny. But people think I'm funny. I'll tell you what's funny is listening to those two. That's what's funny because it sucks so bad I start laughing. And I'm right. God, cover up. Mafia, get my pills and the tequila.
They should have never got rid of Jeff Van Gundy and
he
Mark
was
Jackson.
great.
Jeff
and
was
Mark
great.
Jackson was great.
But Jeff was, well, two things with Jeff. The reasons they gave you were he was getting paid too much money and he was too critical of the NBA refs.
Oh,
he was
my
too critical
God.
of the
It's
refs.
so funny. It's so funny with that crooked WNBA with their fixed games. That's so funny that he's too critical.
All right, Pacers won the game 125 to 108.
Listen, stop. Just stop yourself.
Yes.
Now, you have to admit it. If you don't say something right now, I'm leaving. I will leave. I will walk off the set.
I don't think that the top team announcers on either network are very good. On it now, I think that Breen's good. I don't like the analysts on ESPN. I obviously don't like what TNT just gave you in that series with Reggie and Stan. We love Bob. We do love Bob. And look, I think that Breen's very good, but he needs to have the right people next to him. He doesn't have the right people next to him right now. He just doesn't. And that's just not a good mix.
Honestly.
It's not an enjoyable listen when they're on. It's just not.
Well, why didn't, if you're going to have Reggie on, then they should have done a game with Clyde. Like, if we're going to suck up to the team, why don't we just have both teams have a guy in there sucking up to the team? Like, one's knobbing one, one's knobbing the other. Instead, it was literally, and I thought Harlan got sucked into it too. It was 3-0. 3-0 is what that was. That's what that was. And I bet on the Pacers almost every night.
Harlan got caught up in it.
125. Don't even get me started again on it. I'm going to have a stroke.
All right, so then let's hear Harlan. Halliburton ices the game with a 3 on TNT. Let's go.
Was won and lost in game 1 by the Knicks. Long shot, Halliburton. Oh! Tyrese Halliburton has gone mad. 5 field goals in this quarter. 11 points.
Yeah, let's calm down. He had 21 points. I know guys that have that in their sleep. 21 to me is nothing.
He had 21 points.
Had 31. That was the guy that had the best game. Simple as that. He's lost his mind. 21. Lost your mind. Christ, I had 23 in a game last week. How embarrassing is that? I'm 60.
21, 13, and 6 for Halliburton.
21, my ass. That's nothing. That's first half for some guys.
Well, he did lead the Pacers in rebounding, assists, steals, threes. He was second in points on the team. That was all.
And having a prick father at the games. Oh, what a wonderful thing that was. Let's get his prick father involved in the finals. Can we get him his own show? How about a reality show with John? You know what I mean? Like, he deserves a reality show. How about one right next to the Chrisleys? They stole $35 million. Let them out. Give them a show and give the father, the cuckoo for Cocoa Puff's father, give him a show too. We'll get him a reality show going to the games. Why not?
Why not?
And
you
get
might
Reggie
as well.
a show. Maybe Reggie could host the show with John.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups? My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
And if you go through Cat, that means Cat at 11-1 could be Eastern Conference Finals MVP. The worst team in the WNBA is the Chicago Sky. They have no perimeter play. They're playing Sloot too many minutes. And Angel Reese doesn't have the help she needs.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series with a rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
I thought that Siakam deserved the award and got it. And I thought, it wasn't so much for game 6. For me, it was the other games combined. I thought his, game 2 when he just dominated the Knicks and just went off in that game at the Garden. I thought that established him as the king of their scoring and their presence. I thought, get the ball to him, good things happen. He gets to the 10. There's no denying Halliburton played great and McConnell played great. I thought Mathurin did way more than he usually does. I thought Brunson got under Mathurin's skin and ignited him, made him play better. And he's a lot bigger than Brunson. And I thought he pushed Brunson around. And I thought he, talked trash to him, let him know who the boss was. And I have to tell you, I thought Brunson is an incredible player. He's clearly a star player. He's an amazing player. But I thought his performance in Game 6 was atrocious. 5 or 6 turnovers. I mean, he literally gave the game away in his own hands. His turnovers were so bad and so blatant and so egregious and so awful. If you want to blame somebody, don't blame Cat Towns for Game 6. Blame Brunson, because he literally gave him the ball. Every time he touched it, he gave it away. I thought Naismith did a great job on him and got inside his head and tortured him. And I thought Nebhard and Naismith literally tore his heart out of his chest, stole the ball from him, had layups, dunks. I thought Brunson in Game 6 was embarrassing.
Yeah, and for the first time, you saw him get really frustrated. I guess it was Nembhard, right, that he kind of headbutted coming back after that one steal, and the refs missed it. I mean, he headbutted him. I mean, that was the thing with Starks and Reggie back in the day. But that was the first time, at least I can remember since Brunson's been a Knick, that he got that animated and that upset out on the court about how things were going. So I'm actually with you. I thought I didn't have a problem with Siakam winning either. I'm sure that when Halliburton got home with his dad, he was probably like, well, because you're right. He was walking up there. He thought that he was winning that award. And then he had to slowly go back into the crowd and not get it. But good for Siakam. Here he is talking about his journey to Eastern Conference Finals MVP, the Larry Bird Award.
It's been a crazy journey, a lot of ups and downs. And, I know, I'm not the guy that everyone's going to talk about a lot and all that stuff. And I really don't care about it. I'm just a young kid from Cameroon that's, moved to the U.S. when he was 18 years old and give everything to the game of basketball. Like, and I just work every single day. I don't cheat the work. Like, no matter good games, bad games, I'm in the gym. I care about the game of basketball, and I want to be as great as I can. And to me, that's all that matters, man. Like, all the other stuff don't really matter. And yeah, like, it's cool. It's pretty cool though. But the work continues.
Yeah, listen, that's as good as it gets in terms of a guy just to, I think he admires his own work. He knows he's good, and he's already won a title, and now he's going for another one, and he's got a Eastern Conference Finals Larry Bird MVP. I mean, the guy's having a great career. Who would have thought this kid from Cameroon would turn into this monster? He's a great player. I got to tell you. I mean, let's face facts. I think Giannis is, maybe a little better than him, without a doubt. But they have the same amount of rings. And this guy's playing for another one, and Giannis isn't sniffing one anytime soon. He hasn't sniffed one in Milwaukee since they got it done a few years ago. It's only gotten worse for him to the point where he wants out of Milwaukee. He's not happy anymore. This guy, I think Siakam's happy in Indy. I think he was happy in Toronto. I think he just wants to ball. I think he's a legit pro, just wants to ball. He doesn't care where it is. He goes to the rack and finishes. That's all I know. And he can shoot, too.
He could shoot, that's for sure. The Pacers did join the 2018-2019 Warriors, only teams in NBA playoff history to average 115-plus points per game and 28-plus assists per game through the first 3 rounds of the playoffs. That's pretty good, too. There's a lot of historic stuff with both these teams. That's pretty good.
I don't think it's that hard to get that many assists, Mike, when you have that many transition number runs. Like, they're 3-on-2s, 2-on-1s, 3-on-1s. They're constantly getting turnovers and going the other way with speed and with, a definitive finish. They know what they're doing when they get out and break out, and they just pass and finish. And then when they move the ball, I think they take really good looks. How many times did I tell you they just leave Turner standing all alone for open threes? They're like free throws. He did it again Saturday night. The guy didn't do anything the entire game, but in the late stages of that game, in the fourth quarter, he hit a big dagger from outside. And then how about this guy? Honestly, I almost had a stroke. I forgot to mention. Thomas Bryant hit 3 threes.
I saw you tweet about that.
What a hack he is. And he hit 3 threes. He's a terrible player. And he hit 3 threes. Like, it was all going their way. Trust me.
It was all going their way, that's for sure. Miles Turner, now you sent me this, and I had seen it on Saturday night too. I thought this was really interesting from Turner. We had a big period in this league where super teams were the way to go. Turner says his team and the Thunder, maybe the new way of the NBA.
I think it's a new blueprint for the league, man. I just, I think the years of the super teams and, stacking is just not – it's not as effective as it once was. You know what I mean? This NBA, since I've been in the league, this NBA is very trendy. It just shifts. But the new trend now is just kind of what we're doing. OKC does the same thing. Young guys get out and run, defend, and use the power of friendship is how they call it.
Listen, that guy, I've never seen a guy left more wide open than that guy the last 2 years in the playoffs by the Knicks.
He shot a lot of threes, man.
They just don't even guard him.
Wide open threes. But it's amazing how many of them. It's the same thing you saying about McConnell too. Like, these guys, they
don't guard him.
Go ahead and shoot. Oh, you're gonna make every single one? Oh, all right. Maybe we'll start throwing a body at you. But it's like they want him to shoot.
They never did. The only time you saw a body on McConnell the entire series for 2 years was Shamet.
Yeah. Look, it's that was the game 5 in the Garden. That was it. That was the only time they did it. Only time.
Did you know sportsbooks tend to draw up tighter bet lines for events that get even more bettors, like championship games or major matchups. My tip? Try betting on less popular sports. You might have a better shot at beating those odds. Now, go get lucky. See you in Las Vegas. Let's get lucky.
And if you go through Cat, that means Cat at 11-1 could be Eastern Conference Finals MVP. The worst team in the WNBA is the Chicago Sky. They have no perimeter play. They're playing Sloot too many minutes. And Angel Reese doesn't have the help she needs.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid.
I actually like the fact that they went 7 games against a quality opponent here and still had to face adversity even in a game number 7. How are we setting up this next series with a rested Minnesota Timberwolves team taking on OKC fresh from the fight here?
They had an extremely, maybe it's just too strong a statement to say, easier pathway than people thought, particularly because of their size.
The early line. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high, but the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
A little flyer, couple 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. It's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.
So Carver High's telling me that a dentist and a garage door installer are 2 separate leaders right now for U.S. Open qualifying at one of the locations around the country today where they're having the final straws drawn for who gets into Oakmont next week at the U.S. Open. He's not kidding either.
No, there's 12, as I was mentioned at the top, there's 12 qualifiers around the country. There's even 11 around the country and 1 in Canada today to get into the U.S. Open. The last spot's available. At the Washington qualifier, a dentist named Matt Voigt shot 4 under in his first round. You got to play 36 holes. I guess in his first 18, he shot 4 under, and he's in the lead there. Meanwhile, John Peterson, a former PGA Tour member turned garage door installer, leads in the Springfield, Ohio qualifier. Now, every qualifier, Scotty, has different amount of slots available. There's a couple that have 5 or 6. There's a few that only have 3 or 4. I don't know how they do it based maybe on field size or whatever, but it's not just whoever wins. There's usually 5 or 6 slots that ends up getting you into the Open. So the longest day in golf. I just want to say that I'm
friends with my garage door installer because there's nothing worse than having garage door problems. So I've had my guy on the take for me for several years fixing garage door problems, and the guy has finally mastered it by putting in like a triple strength coil to carry the lumber, and knock on wood, I haven't had a problem since. You always have to stay in a good relationship with the garage door guy because they're hard to get to show up. And I got a guy on the take for Uncle Futrelli. I am pulling for the garage door installer at the U.S. Open qualifier.
Everybody loves garage door installers. Let's finish this off.
Here's
true. Rick Carlisle.
That's true.
We will, of course, do a lot of Thunder Pacer preview over the next couple days, waiting for Thursday night. Here was Carlisle's first thoughts after beating the Knicks Saturday night about facing the Thunder.
Well, this is the 6th time that I've been to an NBA Finals. 3 as a player, 1 as an assistant coach, 2nd time as a head coach. This is no time to be popping champagne. And when you get to this point of the season, it's 2 teams and it's one goal, and so it becomes an all or nothing thing. And we understand the magnitude of the opponent. Oklahoma City has been dominant all year long with capital letters in the word dominant.
See, they can beat the Knicks, no problem. But the Thunder would have annihilated the Knicks. So I think they're going to beat the Pacers' ass. I just think that they have no idea. Like, they think that this Eastern Conference journey was hard. I thought the Eastern Conference for them was a joke. And I thought that, frankly, the Knicks were a joke. I mean, they beat them 4-2. It just could have easily been 4-1. Now they got a problem on their hands. That's it. I mean, this team they're playing is one of the best teams ever. They really are. No one wants to admit it, but because they're so young, but they're one of the best teams that has ever played a regular season in the NBA, in the history of the league. That's how good they are. There's only been one team, Portland, and there's only been one team younger ever that has done what they're doing, and they're destroying everyone. Now, they went 7 with Denver, but they destroyed them in Game 7. So, good luck.
Good luck indeed. Thursday night will be Game 1. I'll give you all the numbers after the break. But if it were to go 7 games, it will be a 2.5 week long journey to play those 7 games. I mean, they're giving you basically 2 days off between every game. Thursday, Sunday this week. Then another 2 days off, Wednesday, Friday, Monday, Thursday, Sunday. So almost 3 full weeks to play 7 games.
You won't need all those dates. Let me tell you something.
No,
Here's what they're going to do, just so we're clear. They're going to shut down Halliburton, and they're going to give Siakam problems. They are going to give those 2 star players their worst nightmare. The days of wine and roses and open threes and open looks and driving and shooting floaters and layups and open court pass dunks are over, because this team they're playing plays the best defense maybe I've ever seen. Like, I don't think I can recall anyone's defense ever being as aggressive and as good as this defense is for the Thunder. I mean, Halliburton's worst nightmare is coming. It starts Thursday.
Of the year that year. Obviously, Dak Prescott ends up winning it at 9-1. But I think that, to me, it just feels like Zeke Elliott just screams the same kind of storyline as what we've seen through the last however long with Ashton Genty. I
think there's a lot of similar Zeke similarities. Can I ask you this? Did Zeke bust? He was the wrong pick.
100%.
I think Ramsey went 5th. So I'm almost positive on that. Like, the Cowboys wanted Bosa.
I don't think he busted.
I don't know if he busted.
Wait another 2 years. Wait, he's already dead at this point. Like, what are you waiting for? Another 2 to 3 years. He's either in or he's out. And sometimes you look at that too, Thomas. Like, you can't tell, the history of Major League Baseball without Pete Rose.
Frankly, the writers have some standard that they want to hold players to, which seems to fluctuate on a player-to-player basis. So he should be in the Hall of Fame, but I'm not sure how quickly he'll get there.
Pro Baseball Today. Only on SportsGrid.
I'm not saying this thing is scripted, but damn it, they put those 2 teams on the first weekend of the basketball season for a reason, because they were expecting some kind of fireworks. They got it. Did Angel Reese overreact? Probably. Did Caitlin Clark have to stare it down? Probably not. There's enough blame to go both sides. But guess who doesn't care? That's the WNBA.
Betting above the rim. Only on SportsGrid. The game is on. The stakes are high. But the action isn't just on the field.
He's rearranging that roof. Get it inside!
SportsGrid's in-game live. Your ultimate second screen experience.
Just a little flyer, couple of 15.5-point live line.
Every prop, every play, every day.
Anything can happen. That's complete chaos.
It's smarter to be on SportsGrid.